Navratris on Wednesday. I'm going to try and do Rudra Geet as well. So before we move into that, Gaurangi Mataji, can we please sing Hari Haraya Namaha, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, shall I put the words up?
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay. Swarup Prabhu, would you like to try? And you can, if you want, you can follow
Sure, Mataji. I can try to follow Goranga Mataji.
Gauranga Mataji. Yeah. Okay, let me just put that on. Hari Haraya Krishna. Right. Okay. Right. I'll just right. Let me just share that. Okay, can you see it, both of you?
Yes, I have come. I just come up now, Mataji.
Brilliant. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, Mataji. I never sing this one. Just I
Mataji's
follow.
Hari Haraya Nama.
Okay, Mataji. I'll try, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavai Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama.
Hari Harai Namaha Krishna Yadavai Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama.
Yadabai Madhabai Kesabai Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Yadabai Madhabai Kesabai Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadabai Nama.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Yadabai Madhabai Kesabai Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Gopala Govinda Ram Si Madhusudana.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavai Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Sirupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Just 1 second, Mataji, just dropped from my screen. Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Sirupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
শ্রীরূপ সনাতন ভট্ট রঘুনাথ
শ্রীজীব গোপাল ভট্ট দাস 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 রঘুনাথ
এই ছ গোসাইর করি চরণ বন্দন
এই চায় গোসাইর করি চরণ বন্দন
এই ছ গোসাইর করি চরণ বন্দন
এই চায় গোসাইর করি চরণ বন্দন
যাহা হইতে বিঘ্ন নাশ অবিষ্ট পুরাণ
যাহা হইতে বিঘ্ন নাশ অভিষ্ট পুরাণ
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নমঃ
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নমঃ
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম
এই ছ গোসাইর যার মই তার দাস
এই চায় গোসাই যার মুই তার দাস
এই ছাই গোসাই যার মই তার দাস
এই চায় গোসাই যার মুই তার দাস
তাম সবার পদ রেণু মোরা পঞ্চগ্রাস
তা সবার পদ রেণু মোরা পঞ্চগ্রাস
তাম সবার পদ রেণু মোরা পঞ্চগ্রাস
তা সবার পদ রেণু মোরা পঞ্চগ্রাস
তাদের চরণ সেবী ভক্ত শনিবাস
তাদের চরণ সেবী ভক্ত সনবাস
তাদের চরণ সেবী ভক্ত শনিবাস
তাদের চরণ সেবী ভক্ত সনবাস
জন্মে জন্মে হই অভিলাষ
জন্মে জন্মে হয় এই অভিলাষ
জন্মে জন্মে হই অভিলাষ
জন্মে জন্মে হয় এই অভিলাষ
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নমঃ
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নমঃ
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম
এই ছ গোসাই যাবি ব্রজ কৈলাবাস
এই চায় গোসাই যাবে ব্রজে কৈলবাস
এই ছ গোসাই যাবি ব্রজ কৈলাবাস
এই চায় গোসাই যাবে ব্রজে কৈলবাস
রাধা কৃষ্ণ নিত্য লীলা করিলা প্রকাশ
রাধা কৃষ্ণ নিত্য লীলা করিল প্রকাশ
রাধা কৃষ্ণ নিত্য লীলা করিলা প্রকাশ
রাধা কৃষ্ণ নিত্য লীলা করিল প্রকাশ
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নমঃ
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নমঃ
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম
আনন্দ বল হরি ভজ বৃন্দাবন
আনন্দে বল হরি ভজ বৃন্দাবন।
আনন্দে বল হরি ভজ বৃন্দাবন।
আনন্দে বল হরি ভজ বৃন্দাবন।
শ্রী গুরু বৈষ্ণব পদে মজয়মান।
শ্রী গুরু বৈষ্ণব পদে মজইয়া মন।
শ্রী গুরু বৈষ্ণব পদে মজয়মান।
শ্রী গুরু বৈষ্ণব পদে মজইয়া মন।
শ্রী গুরু বৈষ্ণব পদ পদ্ম করিয়াস।
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 নাম সংকীর্তন কহে নরোত্তম দাস।
নাম সংকীর্তন কহে নরোত্তম দাস।
নাম সংকীর্তন কহে নরোত্তম দাস।
নাম সংকীর্তন করে নরোত্তম দাস।
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণায় যাদবায় নম।
হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম।
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নমঃ।
যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, and thank you, Prabhuji. So nicely, Prabhuji.
হরে
You
কৃষ্ণ।
sing very better than me, Prabhuji. I
No,
know. I
Mataji.
don't know how to
No,
sing
Mataji.
first
You
time.
sing
That's why,
so well.
Prabhuji.
So well, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, both of you. That was beautiful. I think we all really enjoyed your love and devotion in that, and it was lovely to hear both Gorangi Mataji and Swarup Prabhu sing, especially this lovely bhajan that is sang so many times. It's by Narottama Das Thakur Maharaj, and it's sang in the temples. And I know that every time this bhajan is sang, then Lord is very happy. So I hope that Lord is very happy with both of you too as well, because that was very beautiful. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mataji. Hare
Hare Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so before we move on to Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'll just do the Mangala Charan. So I'll recite it. So please just follow along. Om Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadahmayam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagna Raghunathatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagna Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarobhyasya च कृपा सिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नम ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. So we were reading last week. I think we spoke about this verse there. We were on the 14th chapter, which is the ecstasy of the Lord and his devotees. So we have read this through, but then we're just going through it verse by verse. So today we're going to focus on this verse that's on your screen at the moment, and then we're going to do something just slightly different today because it's going to be Shivratri in 2 days' time. So, situated. So we last week we spoke about the fact that there's different gradations of the devotees of the Lord, and it can be divided into peacefulness, shantara, service to Krishna, friendship, um, with Krishna, paternal affection towards Krishna, conjugal love for Krishna, and each of these tastes, each of these we said has its own taste, its own relish. So we spoke about um, the different. Uh, the different devotees and personalities that come under some of these last week, and the devotee that is situated is normally happy in their position. And then we also spoke about characteristics of such as laughing and emotions and crying. And we spoke about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and that his emotions, because he was in the bhav of Srimati Radharani, he was experiencing a lot of ecstasy especially during his kind of his years in Jagannath Puri. So moving on from that, so just we'll go a bit deeper into this one. Situated above these two emotions is permanent love, which is called sthai bhav. In other words, when one's attachment to Krishna is permanent, one is situated in sthai bhav. That permanent, loving attitude is sometimes mixed with different kinds of tastes called vibhava, anubhava, and vyabhichari. Vibhava is a particular taste or attachment for Krishna, and it can be divided into two further categories, alambana and udipana. In the Agni Purana and other authoritative scriptures, That which increases one's love for Krishna is said to be vibhava. And when Krishna is the object, vibhava is described as alambana. So the two here, if we just vibhava is when the love for Krishna increases, and then when Krishna is the object of that, that's described as vibhava and as alambana. Uddipana include Krishna's transcendental qualities, and that's what we're going to kind of talk about today. His activities, his beautiful smiling face, the aroma of his body, the sound of his flute, ankle bells, the conch shell, the marks on his soles of his feet, his dwelling place, and his paraphernalia of devotional service, such as tulsi leaves, devotees, ceremonial performances, and Ekadashi, which it is today. Anubhava occurs when feelings and emotions within oneself are exhibited. In the attitude of Anubhava, one dances and sometimes falls down, sometimes sings loudly, shows convulsions, yawns, and sometimes breathes very heavily, all without concern for circumstances. So we can see this Anubhava, especially we see this in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially when he's dancing for Jagannath in the processions. When he's dancing, we always see him in this form with his arms held up high. And this whole movement, it is about dance. If we think about the rasa dance, that's dance as well. And it's through dance that we're able to express so many different emotions, and all these wonderful emotions accumulate in dance and in rasa and in rasa. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed us, not just showed us, but he was in this bhav, and he didn't demonstrate, I think he was just in the bhav, the ecstatic mellows that he felt, which resulted in this beautiful dance. So obviously when we see lots of different performances, or when we, especially even today, we're able to witness people dancing in devotion for the Lord. So dance is a form, it's a practice which helps us to get closer to the Lord. So we see this in many cultures, in many traditions, even not even just in Krishna consciousness, but dancing for the Lord, or at least singing for the Lord, is prevalent in lots and lots of different religions. But especially dancing for the Lord is more prevalent in our Vaishnava culture, or at least in Sanatan Dharma. Like there's lots of ways in which the devotion of a devotee is expressed through the arts, such as singing and dancing. But also this is quite different in the respect that this pure bliss and this pure ecstasy is being felt. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very often, when he fainted in the ocean, thinking it was the Yamuna, he is totally absorbed in that feeling that Srimati Radharani had for Krishna. And also his eagerness, or her eagerness to meet him, and all that love and devotion, it all accumulated in that pulling of the Jagannath cart. So if you think it was like Jagannath, so, Jagannath is the, Lord of the universe, complete ecstasy, and meeting Radharani in the form of Lord Chaitanya, this whole festival of immense explosion of ecstasy and love and passion and all that, all those moods all put into one. It's like an explosion, and that's what we get. So I think everyone that goes to Rath Yatra knows how exciting it is, and we're following the Lord in Srimati Radharani's mood, as in we want Krishna to come into our hearts. So we're pulling the cart towards us, so obviously towards Vrindavan, and it's a very joyous, but it's very transcendental. And a person was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely lost consciousness. He would fall down, he would sing loudly, he would yawn. Um, and there were times when, the only way to bring him round was by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because the ecstasy was so deep that he was unable to, when something not shocks you. Yeah, I think that's the only way in a material way we can put it. When something shocks us, our mind goes blank and we're just overwhelmed. And maybe we can't really explain how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt, but it was like just this ecstasy of joy, love, sacrifice, devotion, this eagerness to meet the Lord. And it's continuously, it's Radharani's love, it's continuous, it never stops. So Radharani never stops loving Krishna. She continuously, her love is always growing, like from the time immemorial, time eternal. She's always been serving the Lord. So we can't really, and we can only speculate really, as to how that feeling must be, but it's so deep that there is no depth that can describe it. But it accumulates in this way, and it manifests, especially in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's case, it manifested in those ways. So again, here we've also spoken about Krishna's transcendental qualities again, Udipanas, and that's what we're going to speak about today. His transcendental qualities, his activities, so his Leela, his beautiful smiling face and the aroma of his body, the sound of his flute, ankle bells and conch shell, and the marks on the soles of his feet. The tulsi leaves, the devotees, the ceremonial performances, and Ekadashi. So with regards to that, as it is going to be Shivratri on Wednesday, I believe. What I thought we would do is we would just talk about a very divine uh, um, Leela in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's in Canto 4, and it's actually called Rudra Geet, and it actually describes the beauty of the Lord. And actually, Lord Shiva is also saying that he wants to understand Krishna from the eyes of his most beloved devotees. And we all know the most beloved devotees are the gopis. So even Lord Shiva, he sings this beautiful, so like we have the Gopi Geet and the Brahmar Geet and all these different Geets, wanting to see the audience of the Lord. Rudra Geet is sung by Lord Shiva to the Prachetas. And once he sings this, the Lord appears before him. So I thought it would be nice if we could maybe glorify the Lord from the point of view of Lord Shiva. So this is this Rudra Gita is in the 24th chapter in the 4th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is a king called Prachin Barhe. He gave birth to 10 sons, and all of them were religious, and they became famous by the name of the Prachetas. So Lord Shiva actually sings this song to the Prachetas. So when all these sages were ordered by their father to get married and have children, they all entered the ocean and performed penance for 10,000 years. In this way, they worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all penances. So when all the sons of Prachin Bahe left home for the purposes of doing penance, they met Lord Shiva. So, most of us have said, or a lot of us have said, that Lord Shiva has actually brought us into devotional service, or at least more closer to Krishna. So, who, with the great kindness, taught them about the ultimate truth. All the sons of Prachin Bahi meditated on his teachings, chantings, and worshipping them with great care and concentration. Due to their saintly nature, all the sons of Prachin Barhi heeded the words of their father, and with the aim of fulfilling their father's orders, they moved towards the west. So while they were walking, the Prachetas saw a huge reservoir which looked like a big ocean. Its water was so calm as if it had the mind of a great man, and its aquatic creatures seemed very calm and happy being under the protection of such a big reservoir. So the Prachetas were fortunate to see the chief deity, Lord Shiva, coming out of the water. So Lord Shiva comes out of this water along with his counselors. His physical radiance was like that of heated gold. And his throat was blue. Obviously, we know that Lord Shiva is called Nilkant because he drank the poison from the churning of the ocean. And he had 3 eyes through which he was showering his blessings onto the devotees. And again, this is another point, that Lord Shiva's devotees are normally protected by Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna's devotees are protected by Lord Shiva. Like, these are boons that they have towards each other's devotees. There were many Gandharvas, singers with him, who were singing his praises. As soon as the preachers saw Lord Shiva, they immediately greeted him and out of curiosity fell at his feet. After such an incident, the Prachetas bowed down to Lord Shiva, and in praise of Sri Narayan, Sri Vishnu, Lord Shiva sang this Geet, and it is a stuti, and it is told to the Prachetas, and this is what we're going to be, this is what we're going to look at today. And so this is the song that Lord Shiva sang to the Prachetas after their penance. So obviously Agyaras is to Ekadashi is today also. So after the penance, and obviously we know that Lord Ram also worshipped Lord Shiva before the battle against Ravan. And these two, Lord Shiva and whichever incarnation Lord is down as, whether it's Krishna, Rama, they have this beautiful relationship in which they kind of outdo each other, who loves who the most, who worships who the most. So there's a very loving exchange between them. So this is, again, like the Gopi Geet, it's like sang in Lord's separation and wanting to see the Lord. So this is Lord Shiva's Geet in the Bhagavatam, and it's called Rudra Geet. So we're going to sing it, and obviously I'm going to start it from this part because it really talks about the Lord's beauty. And they say that after Lord Shiva sang this song, the Prachetas, they were able to see the Lord. In the same way, when the Gopis sang the Gopi Geet, then the Lord appeared. So obviously we want to pray to Lord Shiva, to the Gopis, that please also bestow upon us the ability really to love Lord to a higher extent, so that we're able to serve him in the way which is most suitable for us. And I think it's about surrendering further and really trying to think about our relationship with the Lord. And through these mediums of Lord Shiva or the Gopis, Radharani, we can access Krishna in a deeper way. So even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radharani, the love is so deep. Like, he's falling down, he's yawning, he's dancing, is complete ecstasy. So I'll go through this, and then maybe afterwards we can just read the translations, and then maybe talk a little bit more about the beauty and the glory of the Lord. So here goes. Darsanam nodri dikshunam dev हि भागवतार्चितं रूपं प्रियातमं स्वनं सर्वेन्द्रिया गुणाङ्गनम् स्निग्धप्रावृदघनश्यामम सर्वसौन्दर्यसङ्ग्रहम् चर्व आयतचतुर्बाहु सुजातरुचिराननम् लाक्षक्षं सुन्दराभ्रिः सुनाशिकं सुद्विजं सुकापलोस्यं सामकर्णविभूषणम् प्रीतिप्राहसितापगम् अलेकरूपशोभितं लासत्पङ्कजकिञ्जल्कदुकूलं मृत्स्यकुण्डलम् स्फुरतकिरीटावलया हरनुपुरा मेखलम् शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्ममालमानि उतामद्रिमत् सिंहस्कन्दद्विषो बिभरत सौभाग्यग्रीवा कुष्टुभं श्रियनपायिनकशिप्तनिकासमो रसलोलसत् पुररेक च समविघ्नवालिवाल्गुदलोदरं प्रतिसङ्क्रमयद विश्वं नभाय वर्तत गर्भिरया श्यामश्रोणीयधीरोचिष्णुदुकुलस्वर्णमेखलं सामचार्वायङ्गिरिजङ्गूरनिम्नजानुसुदर्शनम् पदसारथ पद्मपालसरुचिसना खाद्युभिर्नोऽनन्तर अगमविद् धुनवाता प्रदर्शया स्वीयमपास्तसाध्वसम् पदमगुरुमार्गगुरुतमोजुषम् एतदरूपमनोदयेयमात्मशुद्धिमभीष्टतं यदभक्तियोगोऽयभायदस्वाधर्म अनुष्ठिता ततम् भवनभक्तिमतालभयो दुर्लाभ सर्वदेहिनां स्वरजयशपि अभिमाता एकान्तनात्मा विद्गति तमधुरराध्यमराध्या सतम अपि दुराप्यया एकान्तभक्त्यै वञ्चेत पदमूलं विना बहिः यत्र निवेशितम् अरणं कृतन्तो न भीमन्यत विश्वविध्वंसयन् वीर्यशौर्यविपूर्जिता ब्रुवा So we'll just talk about some of these verses. We'll just go back. So if everybody can read one translation at a time, I'm just going to try and, I think it was 44. So if we go in alphabetical order and we just read the translation. So let's do alphabetical. So Gaurangi Mataji, you're gonna be first, please. Then Meena Mataji. Then oh, sorry, Amol Prabhu's first. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Amol Prabhu's first. Then Gaurangi Mataji. Then Meena Mataji. Then me. Then Swarup. Yeah, then me. Then Swarup Prabhu, and then Usha Mataji. Is that okay? So if we just do the translation, and we can really hopefully relish these beautiful translations. So Amol Prabhu, please.
Thank you, Mataji. Translation. My dear Lord, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see your form that is especially liked by the devotees. Please be merciful upon me and show me that form, for only that form worshipped by the devotees can perfectly satisfy all the demands of the senses.
Okay, so we can thank you, Prabhu. So we can see here that Lord Shiva wants to see the form of the Lord that the devotees worship. So, like Srila Prabhupada has always told us that we should worship the Sham Sundar form of the Lord. And even Arjuna, he says that after seeing the Vishwaroop and the Narayan form, and after seeing all these forms, he actually just wants to see the Sham Sundar form, and he requests to see the two-armed form of the Lord, which is so dear to him. And the gopis, even when Lord Narayan is walking in front of them, they're like, we don't want to see Lord Narayan, we want to see our Sham Sundar. And this is the form, exact form. And even Bhishma Dev, he's so, when he sees Krishna running towards him with that big wheel, he's actually remembering Krishna and the gop, running towards, and he says, what vision am I? I'm so lucky, I'm so fortunate to see this vision. And this is the form that is dear to the devotees. And even Lord Shiva, who is Param Vaishnava, is also requesting the Lord that is the form he wants to see, because that is the form which gives so much delight to all his devotees. And he's saying, please be merciful and show me that, because that form can satisfy all demands of the senses. So we regularly speak about, being troubled by the senses. So when, Rishikesh, obviously I can't go through this whole thing, but Rishikesha actually means that he's able to control our senses. So once we see Krishna, it's all over. Like nothing else will ever matter after that. And then there's this beautiful verse also in the purport, which we sing every morning. Venu kavantam aravindam dalit yataksham barhavatam sam asitam buddha sundarangam kandarpakoti visheshishobham govindam adipurusham tamaham brajami. So again, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept at playing on the flute, whose eyes are blooming like lotus petals, and whose head is bedecked with peacock feathers, whose beauty is tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and whose unique loveliness charms millions of cupids. Thus, Lord Shiva's desire is to see the personality of Godhead as he is described in this way. So obviously, this is Lord Brahma, within Brahma Samhita, but the Lord, everybody wants to see this beautiful form of the Lord. And there's so many songs, obviously we can't even begin to imagine how many songs are written about Krishna's beauty. But this is the form that Lord Shiva wants to see. And his form as young enjoyer and the gopis and the companions of the cowherd boys is the most, his Kishora Murti form is the most perfect form. Thus, Vaishnavas accept the form of the Lord in his Vrindavan pastimes as the chief form. So, this is the form that Lord Shiva wants to see. And this is the form that is being described in Chaitanya Charitamrita when we read that verse. Okay, thank you so much, Amol Prabhu. Meena Mataji? No, Gaurangi Mataji, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. The Lord's beauty resembles a dark, cool during the rainy season as the rainfall glistens his body future also glisten. Indeed, he is the sum total of all beauty. The Lord has four arms and an exquisitely beautiful face with eyes like lotus petals, a beautiful highly raised nose, a mind attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful and fully decorated ears. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Some
Krishna.
words I cannot pronounce
No,
properly,
it's
Mataji. Sorry about
beautiful.
that.
No, absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
So, again, talking about Krishna's exquisite beauty, it's something that's really difficult to, again, I think if we were to see Krishna, then we would probably go crazy and we would never have consciousness after that. But um, again, this is talking about his beauty, which is, he is the all beautiful. His name means all attractive. Um, and they say that once Krishna takes hold of us, then nothing is going to actually attract us in the material world, because his smile is so beautiful. Even every time we see Krishna, like we keep listening about Krishna, we constantly, because we know there's nothing more beautiful than him. And he's the sum total of all beauty. So everything that we see that's beautiful is actually not even a dust on, it's not even a speck of Krishna. He's very beautiful, and once someone is to see him, they would lose probably all consciousness. So again, discussing this beautiful purport at some point we can do. But the other thing is, as much as Krishna is beautiful, Radharani is a bazillion, infinity times more, because she is able to attract the most beautiful. So if we cannot understand Krishna's beauty, then how will we ever understand Radharani's beauty? Because she is what attracts him. Okay, Meena Mataji, please. Are you there, Meena Mataji? Is she there? Oh, geez. Meena Mataji. Maybe she's gone somewhere. Okay, Swarup Prabhu?
Sure, Mataji. You want me to read this translation, right?
Yes,
This is the
please. Thank you.
okay. Hare Krishna. The Lord is excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile and his sidelong glance upon his devotees. His black hair is curly, and his garments, waving in the wind, appear like flying saffron, pollen from lotus flowers. His glittering earrings shining helmet, bangles, garland, ankle bells, waist belt, and various other bodily ornaments combined with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower to increase the natural beauty of the Kaustuva pearl on his chest.
Thank you so much.
Hare
Um,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So again, like we read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about these, they say that all these things, if a person was to wear them like ankle bells, garland, bangles, helmet, they would enhance the beauty of a person. But in Krishna's case, he enhances the beauty of these things. So that's the difference. Like he doesn't wear ankle bells because the ankle bells make him look nice. He makes the ankle bells look nice. Um, and he's got all these ornaments, which again we spoke about in Chaitanya Charitamrita: the conch shell, the disc, the club, um, and the lotus flower. So he has these ornaments that he holds. And the lotus flower is to increase the natural beauty of the Kushtuba pearl on his chest. So he has a Kushtuba pearl on his chest. Okay, I'll read this one. The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and amulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kushtuba Mani pearl, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Shivasta, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excels the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone. Again, we just like this, the Lord has shoulders like the lions. So we can just imagine the strength of the Lord. So here there's the play, of the words, like it's his beauty, but it's also his strength. And it's, again, he's full of, as he's full of beauty, he's full of strength. um this beauty of the Kushtuba Mani pearl and the Shivasta, the signs of the goddess of fortune. So she resides in his heart. And this beauty defeats a gold testing stone. That there is no comparison. It's all these beautiful ways in which Lord's beauty is being described. Okay, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, that's it.
Hare Krishna.
The Lord's abdomen is beautiful due to three ripples in the flesh. Being so round, his abdomen resembles the leaf of a banyan tree. And when he exhales and inhales, the movement of the ripples appears very, very beautiful. The coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe sprouted out of it and yet again wishes to go back. Hare Krishna.
Again, so beautiful, describing the abdomen, the stomach area of the Lord, with three ripples in flesh and being round and resembling the leaf of a banyan tree. And when he inhales and exhales, exhales and inhales, the he just the beauty of even his breathing, um, and the coil of the navel, it's so deep that, I don't know, the whole universe could get lost in it and then come out of it and then wish to go back into it, because again, it's this attractive nature of the Lord, which is, attracting everything to it, and also creating everything out of it. So again, this beautiful description. Okay, Amol Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Translation. The lower part of the Lord's waist is dark and covered with yellow garments, and a belt bedecked with golden embroidery work. His symmetrical lotus feet and the calves, thighs, and joints of his legs are extraordinarily beautiful. Indeed, the Lord's entire body appears to be well built. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Um, so, here it's saying, what is the point of being an impersonalist? There is just no point in having an impersonal form of the Lord because he's so beautiful. Everything about him is so beautiful. He has a form, he has such beauty, and with that beauty he also attracts the whole world. So, the Lord Shiva is one of the great Mahajans, and they know Krishna. So if you know something is so beautiful, if you have first-hand experience of it, like the Swayambhu Manu and the Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Manu, Prahlad, Janak Maharaj, Bhishmadev, Bali, Vyaksaki, Sukdev Goswami, and Yamaraj, if and then Lord Shiva, obviously, if they are attesting to the beauty of the Lord, then who is anybody to be an impersonalist? I mean, why would someone think that Lord has no form when he's so beautiful? It's like completely um denying everything. And if our senses are so strong and they get pulled away by so many different things, Lord, being Rishikesh, he has the ability with that beauty to just attract us in like a minute of a second. And therefore we should never worry that we're being our senses are running wild, or our senses are uncontrollable, because actually just just because of Krishna we can control them. So for example, if we eat prasadam, we're feeding Krishna's senses first. If we serve Krishna's senses, then our senses automatically become satisfied. So for example, when Durvasa Muni and the sages, they were like uh, they went to the Pandavas and they wanted a big feast, and they were sent by Duryodhana actually to kind of like not trick them, but they knew that that was like a really, the Rasa Muni could become very angry and then he could curse them. But and Draupadi, who was Annapurna, or she was blessed by Annapurna, um, she had a boon that um in this Akshay Patra, I think it was called, the it was always giving food. There was no shortage of food, but only until like the last morsel of it was eaten in the night, and then it would be closed and it would kind of, the magic would come back the next day. So she had fed the Pandavas, she then took the last bit herself, and therefore for that day there was no prasadam. And then the Rasa Muni with all his sages, they came, and obviously they have to be respected, they have to be honored as guests, and fed prasadam in the most, like in the appropriate way. So she was like, oh my god, I've ate the last morsel, where are we going to cook from? And then they all went for a bath, they went to have Ganga Snan, and Draupadi obviously prayed to Krishna, and what they asked, he said that there was still one little bit left, and then they all asked Krishna to take it. So when Krishna took that little bit of rice or what have you, then everybody in the universe became satisfied. And of clearly, if the brahmanas and if the sages are linked to Krishna quite directly, when Krishna became satisfied, all of them became satisfied as well. So they all burped when they were in the Ganges. And then and obviously Draupadi and that they were worried that they would be cursed, but they didn't get cursed, because by the time they got back they were so full They didn't need to eat anything, and then they just kind of went. But the moral of that story is that Lord can control every sense. So we obviously speak about the eyes and the hearing. We can have this austerity. We can read about Krishna. We can think about Krishna. We can use our senses. We can offer him, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Atmanivedianam, Vandanam. And in all these different ways, we can worship the Lord and we can always think about him. And he is able to control we are able, through serving his senses, our senses automatically become purified, and they don't react to all kinds of sensuous things, etc. So Lord is able, because he's so beautiful, because he can do all these things, he's all powerful, he's able to control senses. Okay. So Gorangi Mataji. Gorangi Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna Mataji, did you
Hare
call me
Krishna.
Mataji?
Yeah, can you just please read this translation?
Okay, Mataji. Wait for me. Uh, my dear Lord, those who desire to purify their existence must always engage in meditation upon your lotus feet, as described above. Those who are serious about uh, executing their occupational duties and who want freedom from fear must take through this process of bhakti yoga. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So here again, this thing about purifying. They say that purity is the force to our preaching, to everything we do, really, and it's really important. So, how do we purify ourselves? There's an internal process and an external process. Externally, we can bathe and um, keep our environment clean. There's so many external things that we can do, like put tilak on our body. Try and keep our thoughts as clear and as Krishna conscious as possible. So they're the more external things we can do, but the internal is what is going on inside. And the only way to really do that is through chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So again, Lord Shiva talks about this bhakti yoga. So we know that when Lord Shiva is in his meditation, he's absorbed in this beauty of the Lord. He's able to connect with this Lord. And in the same way, we should pray to Lord Shiva, because this is his song, that we also are able to see Lord within our hearts, and that his face, it becomes constant, and we're able to become an associate of his in Goloka Vrindavan. So we really must pray to Lord Shiva to give us the love, the devotion. If he's Bharam Vaishnava, again, he can access Krishna, like we know Srila Prabhupada, he had direct communication with Krishna. In the same way, Lord Shiva is able to connect with Krishna very deeply, and therefore he's someone whose footsteps we can follow in, and whose words we can read, and who speaks of the Lord. Even though he's as big as he is, he actually still praises the gopis of Vrindavan, the gopas of Vrindavan, by saying that he wishes to see that form which is dear to his topmost devotees. So he's also thirsty and he's eager for and we have to be greedy. We want to see that form of the Lord. We want to see his beauty. We every single song that's written about him will have some form of glorification about his beauty, because he is so beautiful. And if we know Krishna, he's also so kind. This He has all these good qualities, and these good qualities we can really absorb in ourselves. Like if we think about Krishna, even from a material point of view, when he came on earth, like he was born in a jail. He he grew up in a farm, in a farming community. He used to graze cows. He had the most amazing childhood, but at the same time he was always attacked by demons. um he had to leave the person he loved behind to go and fight a war, to then become like big in the world, in the country. um and then he had his own occupational duties to perform also. He saved all these queens. If you think about the fact that they were in those days and ages, they were daughters of kings, but because they had been with this demon, um, no one was gonna take them back, and they were worried about that. But Krishna, he's so merciful that even from obviously they are his eternal associates, but the point is that he showed us how to live. Like there's so much judgment in this world, but Krishna is the only person that he's the only god actually that he even karma still works on Krishna. When he comes down, he doesn't he allows karma to work on him. He allowed the 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 fisher not was it the fisherman, the person who put the arrow through his foot in the end of, he allowed that to happen. He said it was because he was Bali Maharaj in his previous age. Karma, Krishna allows us to see how karma works through lifetimes, and he doesn't stay away. Even though he's separate from the world, he's of it. He's in it, but he's not of it. um he still acts like an absolute normal human being, and he's showing us through his example how we can be more godly. He doesn't even like Gubja. He 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 makes her beautiful. He doesn't uh, he's not rude to her, like like we see that someone might be if someone was not very attractive, or um he allows this hunter to shoot at his foot, because he says he was Bali Maharaj in the Ramayana, and this was his way of like paying off his debt. um so he's very normal. He loses the love of his life. Obviously we know that's not the case, but he's still, that Leela is still going on. He moves away from Vrindavan to go to Mathura. So his pastimes are, he's born in, like, what an unfortunate situation. No, it's not unfortunate because it's the Lord, but if someone was born in a prison and they had, all these people attacking them as soon as they're born, I mean, it's a very sinister situation to be in. But Krishna shows us that even through all these hardships, he never once does Krishna complain. Never once does he's always helping, he's always doing, and we can pick up these godly characteristics from him because it is all coming down from him. And therefore, Lord Shiva's prayer is so beautiful, and I think we should read it, but we should really pray to Lord Shiva that help us in understanding Krishna better so that we can serve him better. And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. Are there any questions? So I'll just go back to the original, what we were talking about. So this bit it was just talking about again Krishna's beauty and how everybody is is overwhelmed. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he who is Krishna himself, but in another bhav, he he witnesses his own beauty through this form of Lord Chaitanya, this dancing, munificent form that is just there to give love and mercy. And we're very fortunate that we're in that we're able to access this literature, this holy name, because of mainly because of Srila Prabhupada. So with that, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so are there any questions? And if not, Amol Prabhu and Gaurangi Mataji, would you be kind enough to sing nursing my prayers, please?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Now I'm with my grandson. He going to do sleep, Mataji. Can you
Yeah, no
give
worries,
to
no worries.
service the Meena Mataji or Usha
Yeah,
Mataji?
yeah. Is Usha Mataji
Mataji,
still there?
sorry about next
No,
time,
no, not
Mataji.
at all. Is Usha Mataji there? Yeah, Usha Mataji, would you and Amol Prabhu please sing it?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Prabhu, you can follow us.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes,
Am I singing, Prabhu, or you singing?
yes, Mataji. You are audible. उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्नमाम्यहम् श्रीनरसिंह जय जय श्रीनरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुखपद्मभृङ्गम् नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
Namaste Narasimhaya.
प्रह्लाददायिनि
Prahladaini.
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
Hiranyakashipurvakshaham.
शिलटङ्कानकालाये
Shilakanakalaye.
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
Ito Nasimho Parato Nasimho.
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
Yato Yato Yamitato Nasimho.
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
Gahe Nasimho Rivaye Nasimho.
नृसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
Nasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade.
तव करकमलवरेणकम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गम् केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Vakara Kamalavare Nakam. Atuta Shringa. Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringam Keshavatrita Nakarirupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
केशवधृत नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृतानहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
जय श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय
श्री भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
शिल प्रभुपाद की
जय
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल
हरि हरि बोल
हरे
थैंक यू सो
कृष्ण
मच माता जी
थैंक यू प्रभु
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण राधा शेखर माता जी okay so can we all request unmute and everyone and do the loud Hari Bols to Radha Shekar Mataji?
Hmm?
हरि बोल
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
हरि बोल
Hari Bol.
हरि
Hari
बोल
Bol. Thank
Hari
you
Hari
so
Bol.
Bol,
much.
थैंक यू माता जी
Hari
थैंक
Thank you
यू
so
Bol,
much,
Hari Bol to
Mataji.
you
Bol.
all. Hari Bol to
हरे
all of you.
हरे कृष्ण
It's all glories to you. I don't even know how I've said that all. It's just all glories to you.
हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow in the morning. Vanchakalpatarovyasya cha
Krishna Kripa
kripasindhubhayascha patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
vaishnavebhyo namo
Namo
namo.
Namaha
Hare
अनंत
Krishna.
आनंद
कोटि वैष्णवृंद
वैष्णव
की
की
जय
जय श्री
शिल
संपाद
प्रभुपाद की
की जय
जय
Jai.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण